More on Scratch. Control block. The control block menu contains blocks that control the execution of a script. It has blocks to pause in between script, repeat some blocks for the specific number of times, or run a script without any pause. When the script is run without any pause, the red stop button is used to stop the running script. The stop button is placed above the stage. It is used to stop the project anytime during execution. Let us use some blocks from the control block menu in a Scratch project. Repeating actions. The repeat block in the control block menu runs the script for the specified number of times without any pause. You can place the blocks either inside or outside the block. The blocks placed inside the repeat block would execute for the specified number of times. This also helps you to run a script multiple times. Let us use this block to create a Scratch project. Open a new project in Scratch. Create the script similar to the one shown here. While creating the script, make sure that the blocks are properly placed inside the repeat block. You can change the number of times you want to execute the script. Check the placing and the values inside the white editable fields of all the blocks. Click on the repeat block. Observe that the script will execute 10 times without any pause. Sprite moving forever. Scratch has a block that runs a script without any stopping. It will only stop when you will click on the red stop button. The block is Forever block. It is a part of the control block menu. Using this block, create a script given here. Click on the script to run it. Observe that the script will run continuously. To stop it, you have to click on the red button. Applying condition in a program. A program is a set of instructions given to a computer. It behaves according to the instructions given to it. The instructions are followed in a specific order in which they are written, but there are situations when the instructions are not followed in an order. Sometimes there are conditions which may change the order of the execution of the instructions in a program. Let us consider some general situations to understand the concept. Situation 1. Your class teacher has given you a certain set of instructions to be followed once you reach home from school. Have your lunch and take some rest. Do your homework and revision of classwork. Help your parents in the household chores. Go out and play with your friends. Have your dinner and sleep. Now, there may be certain conditions that may change the order of the execution of these written instructions. You will not be able to play outside if it rains. If you are not feeling well, you may not be able to play. If it is a Sunday or a holiday, you may change the order of execution of the instructions. Thus, the order of execution of a set of instructions may change as per the condition. Also, each condition may give you a different result. Situation 2. In your class, at the end of the session, the students will be awarded with some prizes. The prize or award depends upon the marks a particular student gets. Also, there are some conditions on which the prize categories are decided. If you score greater than 95%, you will be given the first prize. If you score in between 90% and 95%, you will be given the second prize. If you score in between 85% to 90%, you will be given the third prize. Similarly, in a computer program, you can apply conditions to obtain certain results. Different conditions may change the result of a program. Let us now see how you can add conditions in a Scratch program and change the result that appears. Open a Scratch program and delete the cat sprite from the sprite list. Add the fairy sprite on the stage. Its costumes will also be added under the Costumes tab. Select the Blue Sky 2 backdrop from the library. Reduce the size of the sprite from the size option given in Sprite Information section. Now click the sprite and create the script as shown here. In the script, the if-then is used to add a condition. According to the script, the sprite will change its costume only when it touches the mouse pointer. Click on the Go button to execute the script. You can add more conditions to the script to see how the result varies. Sensing block. Sensing blocks are one of the categories of Scratch blocks. They are color-coded, light blue, and are used to detect things. They can be used to determine the location of the mouse pointer, its distance from other sprites, and whether a sprite is touching another sprite. questioning and answering in Scratch. The Ask What's Your Name and Wait block is a sensing block. It is a single block that first asks the question to the user and then waits for the input from the user. Or in other words, Ask What's Your Name and Wait block. The Ask block makes any sprite to display questions. The programmer can change the question to whatever they wish to ask the user. Simultaneously, an input field appears on the bottom of the screen where the user can type the input or answer the question, and the input or answer is stored in the answer block. The answer block is always updated to the recent input. The wait block is to wait for the input of the user. If the question is asked by the sprite, then the question will display in the bubble, and if the question is asked by the stage or hidden sprite, then the question will display above the input block. Answer block. It is also a sensing block. The main purpose of the answer block is to store the answer that is typed by the user in the input field, and if needed, it can also display it on the screen. The answer block consists of the most recent input typed by the user and erases any previous inputs. Let us use this block and make a new Scratch project. Open a new project in Scratch and delete the cat sprite. Add the sprite as shown here. Create the script for the sprite as shown here. Click the green button to execute the script. When the sprite asks the question, use the keyboard to type the answer. You can either click on the tick mark on the answer box or press the enter key. The answer displays on the stage as shown here. Operators block. A sprite in a Scratch project can also perform mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, division by using the operators block menu. All the blocks in the operators block menu are color-coded light green. They are used to perform various operations such as mathematical calculations and comparisons. There are some blocks that are used to perform operations on the letters as well. Let us use these blocks and create some projects. Adding and subtracting numbers. The operators block menu has blocks that are used to add or subtract numbers. These blocks are operated by placing them over other blocks. Open Scratch and add any sprite of your choice. Here, we are using the default cat sprite. Click on the operators block menu. Create the script as shown here. When the green button is clicked, the sprite calculates the addition and displays the answer on the stage. You can add more blocks to the script and add more numbers. Similarly, you can subtract two numbers using the operators block. Create the script for subtracting two numbers as shown here. Click on the green flag button to run the script, and the sprite will display the answer on the stage. Likewise, you can multiply and divide two numbers using the multiply block and the divide block. Comparing numbers. In mathematics, the operators are used to compare two numbers with each other, such as less than, greater than, and equal to. The operators block menu has blocks that are used to compare two numbers. These blocks are less than block, equal to block, and greater than block. The greater than block reports true if the first number is greater than the second number. The less than block reports true if the first number is less than the second number. The equal to block reports true if both the numbers are equal, else it reports false. These blocks are also called comparison blocks. You can use these blocks in a project and the result will be displayed in either true or false. Open a new project in Scratch. Create as similar to the figure. Click on this button and see the sprite displaying the result on the stage. Generating random numbers. Open a new project in Scratch. Create the script as shown here. The sprite will display random numbers on the stage. You can change the range of the numbers and observe the result. String operations. In a computer program, a string is a combination of letters, numbers, or special characters. In Scratch, there are a few blocks that operate on the strings. Let us create a project using strings in Scratch. Open a new project in Scratch. Click on the operators block menu. Create a script similar to the figure. The green block enables the sprite to display the first letter of the word typed as an answer. Similarly, you can also enable a sprite to calculate the length of the word. Now, change your script to the one as shown here. Click on the green flag button to run the script. Observe, the cat sprite displays the length of the word that the user enters as answer. Variables block. Variables block is one of the 10 categories of Scratch 3.0 blocks. The variable blocks are color-coded orange and the list blocks are color-coded dark red. There are 5 variable blocks and 12 list blocks. Variables are used whenever a value is needed to be stored. For example, if a project required the user to input a name and then remember that name, the name would be stored in a variable. With this, the name can be retrieved at any time. All the project has to do is check the value, which is the name. The use of the blocks is mentioned here. Using the variables block. In a computer program, variables are used to hold values. The values can either be numbers or in alphabets. You can also create your own variable while making a computer program. Similarly, in Scratch, the variables block menu enables you to create new variables. You can store any value in that variable. When you click on the variables block menu, the block list will be empty. Therefore, you need to create your own variable for a project in Scratch. Let us create a new project in Scratch using the variables block menu. Open a new project in Scratch. Click on the variables block menu. Click on the Make a Variable button. The new variable box appears. Type name inside the box and click OK. All the blocks related to the name variable appears under the variables block menu. A name block also adds on the top left corner of the stage. Now create a script using the blocks similar to shown here. Make sure that all the blocks are placed in proper order and place. Click on the green flag button and run the script. Type the answer using the keyboard. The name variable displays on the stage.